A Bronto named Snug. Years ago, Jerrik saved a young, injured Bronto from the Darkspawn. The Bronto took to Jerrik immediately and refused to leave his side. It even started sleeping under Jerrik's bed, even though space was far too snug for him. Jerrik started calling the Bronto Snug, and the name stuck. Snug is extremely protective of Jerrik, and will defend him to the death. The Harvester. The Harvester is a product of a misguided attempt to recreate Paragon Caridin's research to build golems for Orzammar. The researchers used the flesh of castless doors as a cheap alternative to stone or steel. Fade spirits were bound to dead flesh, animating it. The creature turned out to be uncontrollable, resulting in the death of the research team. The Harvester appears to be a twisted construct of rotting, flailing limbs with a disproportionately large head. It is able to attach itself to and control larger constructs of flesh. Protector Golem. Golem has chain lightning and cleansing aura, heals slowly while active and removes injuries when cast. Heals everybody. Golem makes your weapons do fire damage. Big electric storm. Party member revived. Generic buff to stats. Generic buff to stats. Jerrik Dace. Jerrik Dace is a noble from House Dace and a distant cousin to Lord Anwar Dace. He is unable to go on the Amgarrak expedition and now feels responsible for his brother going missing with the rest of the men. However, he does not believe his brother, Brogan, is dead and has enlisted the help of the Grey Warden to find him. The Grey Warden. Your post as Warden Commander of Ferelden has been filled with challenges and difficulties. As an Orlesian, the nobility in Amaranthian has given you a frosty reception. Eager to find new allies on this hostile soil, your Seneschal has urged you to help one of the powerful noble families of Orzammar, the Daces. Jerrik Dace has sent a missive to Vigil's Keep requesting your assistance in a sensitive matter. Darion's Journal. A page ripped from a journal. We learned of an old laboratory called Amgarrak, where a man of Orzammar and a mage of Tevinter were attempting to recreate Caridin's work. Amgarrak was mentioned in Broncon's notes, although why she did not pursue it is a mystery. They used not stone or metal, but flesh. Flesh of the dying, the diseased, the castless. We found evidence of this, a putrefying construct of meat and bone. It looked awkward and headless, and the stench was unbearable. The switches divert the lyrium streams, causing unpredictable effects. Sometimes it even alters the environment, changing it to look, even feel, different. It must be magic, but our understanding of such things is limited. There is something in here with us. They called it the Harvester. They knew it was a terrible mistake and used magic to trap it within these tunnels. Our foolish greed led us here, and now we are trapped along with it. Our only hope of escape is to destroy everything. The creature, the research, the magic that sustains this place. They are all tied together. I must get to the forge, but it's locked. Only a specific combination of switches will work. I must think more on this. It found a body. Rotting flesh harvested from the dead. It ripped them all apart and used them. Pelted with heads of friends, tripped in their entrails. Ran, still alive. Only one alive. I can still hear it out there. It knows I'm here. I cannot get back to the forge. I found a golem control rod. The golems are keeping it away for now. There's a shaft of light here. I can see my escape, but I cannot reach it. The ground is too damp, the rock's too slick. I could go out there and make it quick, or stay here. Death is certain either way. Ancient Writings. A note scribbled on old, moldy parchment. Very little remains of Caridin's writings. The memories say the Paragon destroyed much of his own research. What madness would drive him to do such a thing? King Voltor preserved what he could. Thanks to him, we have something to work from. Narita, my mage colleague, believes lyrium is the key. A note scribbled on old, moldy parchment. I have ordered more iron from the Miners' Guild. The shaft rats will deny this request, citing our waste of good iron, but I've prepared for this eventuality. I've come up with an alternative. The castless. No one will miss them, and it's far better for them to die in the service of this great experiment than to continue living their worthless lives. Narita seems reluctant, but she is from the surface and doesn't understand. No matter. She wants the research to continue as much as I do, and will eventually come around. A note scribbled on old, moldy parchment. A breakthrough. Narita bound a Fade spirit to a construct of flesh and bone, and it moved. We'll have something concrete to show to the nobles and the Shaper once we put it back together. Someone must have overlooked a missing seam. When the construct came alive, the head tore itself from the body and scrambled off. Narita says it's nothing to worry about. She's out looking for it now. In fact, that scratching at my door is probably her. Seneschal Garevel's Missive. Warden Commander, we recently received a message from one Jerrik Dace of Orzammar. He requires your aid locating an expedition lost in a place called Amgarrak, somewhere in the deep roads. I have enclosed the letter. Your faithful servant, Seneschal Garevel.